Hey, welcome back to another Sidemount Pros Sidemount Secret. I'm Steve Davis. This secret is brought to you by our sponsor, Seacraft. Huge thanks to Seacraft for their support. As you well know, I dive the Seacraft Go and absolutely love that DPV. It's an absolute little animal, as Jim Warney calls it. If you want to see me diving that DPV, then please look at the Sidemount Pros YouTube channel where you'll find this, and there'll be lots of video of me there diving the Seacraft Go. Also, if you want to hear discussions on the Go, on its merits, its positives, its maybe negatives, then have a listen to episodes 99 with Stefan Panis and episode 90 with Thorsten Toddy-Velder, where we talk about using the Seacraft Go for various projects that they have been undertaking. Now, this month's secret follows on from the last one where we covered cylinder selection. And remember, we talked about the pros and cons of steel and aluminium cylinders based on the environments that you're diving and the exposure protection that you're wearing. Now, once you've selected your cylinder, you then need to make sure that that cylinder is correctly set up on your side mount system. And I see a lot of side mount systems incorrectly set up, and what this results in is really poor cylinder hold. In modern day side mount, we've kind of settled on various factors that are pretty consistent through the world now. The first one is modular valves, where you have a left and right-handed valve with the valve hand wheels to the outside. And that's regardless of whether you have your first stage regulators on the inside or on the outside, as you sometimes might find in Florida. The next thing we've settled on is loop bungees. There used to be continuous bungees, there used to be chokers, but loop bungees are by far the best way to maintain upper cylinder hold around the valve. We'll have a look at loop bungees in another side mount secret, but suffice to say they are really important to cylinder hold, and it's important that you have them set up correctly as well. The next factor is your cylinder clip position, and the clip position has two facets. The first one is the height of the cylinder clip, and that is the distance from the cylinder valve down to where the clip is, and the second thing is the clip position on the circumference of your dive cylinder. The first one, cylinder position in terms of height, is established by the distance between your armpit, where you want the upper part of the cylinder or the cylinder valve to sit, and your waist strap, or maybe it should be called a hip strap because it sits on your hip. So down to there where the D-ring is, to which you will attach the bottom clip. Now, before we look at clip position anymore, we want to establish exactly how the cylinders should hold in our body. Obviously, they should be close to us, they should be tight into our body, and they should feel as if they're actually part of us. And so what happens there is if you move, the cylinder goes with you. There's no possibility of the cylinder moving independently of your body, which would cause really bad cylinder hold and would essentially disrupt your diving. So we've got the cylinders in nice and tight to our body, and the valves should be to the outside, but you actually want the valves turned slightly such that the hand wheels are a little bit into your body. So perhaps at a 45 or 30 or 45 degree angle. Now, why do we want that? Well, firstly, this gives you really good access to the valve hand wheels themselves. And secondly, if you're using fifth ports on your first stage regulators, which you should be for your inflator hoses, then you get really good inflator hose alignment. And that's what you want, the right side to your dry suit, left side to your BCD inflator. So that's really important. So if we want that 45 degree or 30 degree angle there laying across our body, how do we achieve that? Well, the first thing is with steel cylinders, because of the weight of them, you're going to align your clip on the circumference directly in line with the extension post. Maybe you go slightly towards the front on each side based on your body, but pretty much in line with that extension post. Now, aluminium cylinders are different because they're so much more buoyant, and they're much more likely to float up behind you. And in doing that with the loop bungee, they should actually rotate into your body. That's a really nice feeling, but it's going to cause you problems in terms of your alignment of the valves. And what you find, I see this a lot, even with really experienced divers, is that as their cylinders become buoyant, the valves end up turning such that the hand wheels are vertical. And that is a really difficult place in terms of accessing those valve hand wheels. And secondly, it's going to give you really bad hose alignment in terms of the inflator hoses. So what you want is you want to make sure that as the cylinder becomes buoyant and it squeezes into your body as it rotates with the clip and with the loop bungee into your body, you want to make sure that that doesn't rotate so far that it goes to that vertical alignment. So how do we do that? Well, you simply move the cylinder clip around the circumference of your cylinder. And ideally what you're looking for is if with the left cylinder looking straight down on it, you should be at about 2 o'clock, and with the right cylinder about 10 o'clock. Now that might be 9:45 or 10:15 or a little bit further around. And this is an iterative process. So what you should do is start at 2 and 10, get in the water, and it's going to be different in salt water versus fresh water, remember, because of the different buoyancy characteristics. So you need to get in the water and try it out, get some video and see how it's going to work for you. Now, I hope that helps you establish your height and also your clip position on the circumference. Drop me a note in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you do it a different way? I've yet to see anyone successfully do it a different way, but maybe you have. Thanks so much for watching. If you like these videos, please drop comments, please subscribe, please hit the alert button so that you can be notified when another video comes out. I've got tons of content coming both on my diving, on my courses, and also, of course, speaking side mount and side mount secrets. Thanks again. Thanks to Seacraft, and I'll catch you in the next side mount secret.